A veterinarian noticed the anaconda at the zoo refused to eat and had a strange, huge bulge in its stomach. When they x-rayed the snake, they arrested the zookeeper immediately. At a major zoological park, the zoo's largest and most impressive serpent, an 18-foot-long green anaconda, had mysteriously stopped eating. For weeks, she lay motionless in her enclosure, a strange, hard bulge distorting her massive body. The zoo's chief veterinarian, suspecting a life-threatening intestinal blockage, rushed the giant snake to the on-site hospital for an emergency x-ray, but when the haunting black and white image appeared on the screen revealing what was inside the anaconda's stomach, the medical mystery instantly turned into a criminal investigation, a story of shocking negligence, and a dark secret that would lead to the immediate arrest of one of the zoo's most trusted keepers. But before we start our story, smash that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that notifications bell so you won't miss any of our new, incredible stories. To understand the full, horrifying scope of this story, we must first enter the world of one of the planet's most formidable and awe-inspiring predators, the Green Anaconda. Found in the swamps and slow-moving rivers of the Amazon basin, the anaconda is the heaviest and most powerful snake in the world. A large female can grow to over 20 feet long and weigh more than 500 pounds. They are masters of ambush, spending most of their time submerged in murky water, with only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, waiting patiently for their prey. When an unsuspecting animal, like a capybara or a deer, comes to the water's edge to drink, the anaconda strikes with explosive speed. It does not kill with venom. It kills with pure, suffocating power. It coils its massive, muscular body around its victim in a process called constriction, squeezing tighter with every breath the animal exhales until the life is literally crushed out of it. But the anaconda's most incredible feature is its ability to consume its prey. Its jaw is not fused at the chin like ours, but is connected by a series of elastic ligaments, allowing it to unhinge and stretch to an unbelievable degree. After such a massive meal, an anaconda's metabolism slows to a crawl, and it can go for weeks, sometimes even months, without needing to eat again. This slow metabolism and infrequent feeding schedule is a normal part of the snake's life. But at the Riverside Zoo, the refusal of their prize anaconda, a magnificent female named Bella, to eat for over 3 weeks, combined with a strange new bulge in her stomach, was a sign that something was terribly wrong. The second, and far more tragic, animal at the heart of this story is the radiated tortoise. Native only to a small, arid region in the south of the island of Madagascar, this is one of the most beautiful tortoises in the world. Its high-domed carapace, or shell, the radiated tortoise is one of the most critically endangered animals on the entire planet. Its population in the wild has been decimated by habitat loss and, most significantly, by the dark and brutal illegal pet trade. Poachers capture these beautiful creatures by the thousand, smuggling them out of Madagascar to be sold on the black market to wealthy, unscrupulous collectors around the world. For conservationists and reputable zoos, every single radiated tortoise is a priceless genetic treasure, a vital part of a global breeding program that is the species' only hope for survival. The Riverside Zoo was one of the proud and dedicated participants in this program. Their small but healthy population of these tortoises was the pride of their reptile house. Our story begins on a Monday morning when the zoo's chief veterinarian, a woman we'll call Dr. Sarah Mitchell, received an urgent call from the senior keeper of the reptile house, a man named Tom Bradley. He reported that Bella, the 18-foot anaconda, had not eaten for 3 weeks and had become alarmingly lethargic. Dr. Mitchell immediately went to the reptile house. She could clearly see the unusual, hard bulge distorting its midsection. Dr. Mitchell, a leading expert in herpetological medicine, knew the situation was critical. A bulge like this could be a sign of a fatal intestinal blockage, a tumor, or an undigested meal that had begun to rot inside the snake, a condition that would lead to a septic and agonizing death. She made the decision immediately. The massive snake was carefully positioned on the large X-ray machine. The zoo's director and a reptile specialist from the state university who had been called in to consult gathered with Dr. Mitchell in the control room. The first scans they took, using an ultrasound, were inconclusive. The object inside the snake was too dense for the sound waves to penetrate. The X-ray was their last, best hope of seeing what was inside. A collective, stunned gasp filled the room. Dr. Mitchell stared at the screen, her face turning pale with shock and a dawning, sickening sense of horror. The image was perfectly, terrifyingly clear. Inside the snake's stomach, they could see the unmistakable, high-domed, star-patterned shell of a large tortoise. And everyone in that room knew, with absolute certainty, that there was only one type of tortoise at their zoo with that distinctive, radiant shell. It was one of their critically endangered radiated tortoises. The medical mystery, Dr. Mitchell immediately picked up the phone, not to call the police, but to call the zoo director. Her voice was low and grim. She said, "The object inside Bella is the radiated tortoise. You need to come to the hospital now, and you need to bring the head of security." The medical mystery had instantly become an internal investigation. How was it physically possible for a slow-moving, land-based tortoise to end up in the enclosure of a massive, semi-aquatic snake? The two habitats were adjacent, but separated by a series of heavy, locked doors and protocols designed specifically to prevent this kind of horrific incident. The only logical explanation was a catastrophic failure of protocol, a case of gross human negligence, and there was only one person on duty with access to both enclosures. The senior keeper, Tom Bradley. Their first action was to review the security camera footage from the reptile house over the past weekend. As they spooled through the hours of silent, black-and-white video, the full, infuriating, and tragic story revealed itself. The footage from Friday evening showed the senior keeper, Bradley, clearly rushing through his end-of-day closing procedures. He was seen glancing at his watch, his movements hasty and careless. He secured the main doors to the reptile house, but in his rush to leave for the weekend, he made a catastrophic error. The camera captured him failing to properly secure the heavy-duty lock on the radiated tortoise enclosure. A few minutes later, the footage showed him making a second, equally disastrous mistake. He had also failed to fully latch the secondary lock on the anaconda's massive enclosure. What happened next was a slow-motion disaster. A few hours later, in the dead of night, the security camera captured the huge, powerful anaconda, Bella. She was able to slowly and patiently push it open and slither out into the main corridor of the reptile house. She approached the unlocked tortoise enclosure and, without any obstacle, slipped inside. The camera did not capture what happened next in the darkness, but the X-ray in Dr. Mitchell's lab told the rest of that story. The final piece of the puzzle was the footage from Saturday morning. The camera showed Bradley arriving to begin his shift. He is seen entering the tortoise enclosure, discovering that one of the priceless animals is missing. A look of pure panic crosses his face. He rushes to the anaconda enclosure and sees the giant snake, now with a massive bulge in her stomach. He understands immediately what has happened, and in that moment, he makes the fateful decision to cover up his crime. He takes out his phone. He was filing a false report, claiming that the critically endangered tortoise had been stolen by a visitor, a lie that would send the zoo and the police on a wild goose chase. This lie was particularly believable because of the dark and unfortunate reality of the illegal wildlife trade. The radiated tortoise, with its stunning, star-patterned shell, is a prime target for poachers and traffickers on the black market. A single, healthy specimen can be worth up to $30,000 to an unscrupulous private collector. The theft of rare and valuable animals directly from zoos, while not common, is a real and serious threat that all zoological institutions must guard against. Bradley's story of a theft was a plausible and clever cover for his own catastrophic negligence. Confronted with the damning, time-stamped video evidence, the senior keeper, Tom Bradley, broke down and confessed everything. His motive was not malicious. It was pathetically mundane. He had been in a hurry to leave early on that Friday to meet his friends. In his rush, he had failed to follow the strict life-or-death safety protocols that had been drilled into him for years. His confession sealed his fate. He was immediately fired, and the zoo director called the police. Bradley was arrested and faced a series of serious criminal charges, including gross criminal negligence, insurance fraud, and filing a false police report. But while the human drama was unfolding, a life-or-death medical drama was about to begin back at the veterinary hospital. The dead tortoise and its incredibly hard shell now posed a massive threat to the anaconda, Bella. A snake's digestive system is designed to break down soft tissue, bone, and fur, but a large, solid object like a tortoise shell could cause a fatal impaction or internal rupture. Dr. Mitchell and her team had no choice. They had to perform an emergency gastrotomy, a complex and highly dangerous surgical procedure to physically cut open the snake's stomach and remove the tortoise. Anesthetizing a 500-pound, 18-foot-long snake is an incredibly risky procedure in itself. The team of vets and technicians worked for hours, carefully monitoring the giant snake's breathing and heart rate. They made a precise incision in the snake's side, reached into the stomach, and carefully, slowly extracted the deceased tortoise. The surgery was a success. Bella, the anaconda, would survive. The story of Bella and the tortoise is a powerful and tragic tale from the world of modern zoos. It is a testament to the incredible skill of the veterinary team who saved the life of a magnificent predator. But it is also a chilling reminder of the immense responsibility that comes with being the custodians of our planet's most vulnerable creatures. The loss of the critically endangered radiated tortoise was a devastating blow to the global conservation effort, and it was a loss that was caused not by a poacher or a criminal mastermind, but by the simple, careless act of one person who just wanted to leave work a few minutes early.